What happens when a simple dare leads a virgin into a billionaire's bed? This is Aria's story, a journey of unexpected passion, power, and a love that changes everything. If you're ready for a roller coaster of emotions, like and subscribe for more. Aria Sullivan had always been the quiet one, the girl who played it safe, buried herself in books, and avoided trouble like the plague. At 22, she was top of her class, with dreams of becoming a successful architect. But she had never experienced anything close to adventure, or even romance. Her innocence was something she protected fiercely, though deep inside, there was a spark of curiosity waiting to ignite. It was on the night of her best friend Maya's bachelorette party that everything changed. Surrounded by laughter, champagne, and the electric buzz of freedom, the group played a game of truth or dare, a tradition Maya insisted would make the night unforgettable. Aria resisted at first, but the dares got bolder and the laughter louder. Then came the final challenge, aimed straight at her: knock on the door of the penthouse suite at the hotel, wearing nothing but confidence. Aria froze. The penthouse? That was rumored to belong to the city's most reclusive billionaire, Damien Wolfe, a man known for his ruthless business deals and mysterious private life. The thought of standing in front of his door, bare and vulnerable, sent a rush of adrenaline through her veins. Her friends egged her on, their cheers drowning out her hesitation. "Come on, Aria, just one knock. You can do this." Her heart pounding, she slipped out of the party room and made her way down the glittering hotel corridor. Each step felt surreal, like she was stepping into a dream she didn't fully understand. When she reached the door, she raised a trembling hand and knocked. Inside, Damien Wolfe was nursing a glass of whiskey, frustrated and alone after a long day of meetings. His mind was clouded with exhaustion and a hint of loneliness. When the knock came, he wasn't expecting company. He opened the door to find a girl standing there, naked, except for the confidence in her eyes. The boldness stunned him, and for a moment, the icy walls he had built around himself cracked. "Who are you?" he asked, voice rough. Aria's words caught in her throat. Before she could answer, he stepped aside, a silent invitation. That night, boundaries blurred, and two worlds collided. Aria's innocence met Damien's darkness, and in the silence of the penthouse, everything changed. When dawn broke, Aria awoke to the unfamiliar ceiling above her, the scent of expensive cologne lingering in the air. Panic surged as she realized where she was, in the billionaire's bed, vulnerable and exposed. Her mind raced, heart pounding with fear, shame, and confusion. How had a silly dare led to this? What would happen now? But Damien was already awake, staring at her with a mix of surprise and something unreadable in his eyes. Their lives had intertwined in a way neither expected, and neither could undo. Damien Wolfe sat back in his leather chair, eyes fixed on Aria Sullivan, who sat awkwardly across from him in the sleek, glass-walled office overlooking the city. The early morning light cast long shadows on her face, highlighting the pale blush that still lingered on her cheeks. Neither of them spoke for a moment, the weight of the night's events settling heavily in the room. Aria's mind was a whirlwind of fear, confusion, and shame. What did Damien want from her now? Was he going to humiliate her? Or worse, use this night as leverage? She swallowed hard, struggling to find words. Damien finally broke the silence. "You didn't have to come here last night. It was a dare, wasn't it?" His voice was calm but carried an undercurrent of something darker: power, control, perhaps even a hint of curiosity. Aria nodded reluctantly, unable to meet his piercing gaze. "Yes. It was a stupid dare. I didn't think." "You didn't think it would lead to this," he interrupted, a slight smirk tugging at his lips. "Well, here we are." The atmosphere in the room shifted. Damien's gaze softened just a bit, but the edge of his dominance remained intact. "I don't usually make mistakes like this, but you're different." Aria's heart raced. Different? Why? What did he mean? He leaned forward, locking eyes with her. "I'm going to make you an offer. 30 days. That's it. 30 days of pretending to be mine. You'll stay in my world, follow my rules, and in return, you get anything you want." Her breath hitched. Was this a joke? A trap? But something in Damien's voice made her want to believe him. "Anything," she whispered. "Anything," he confirmed. "After that, you're free to leave." Aria weighed her options. She could say no, walk away, and face the potential fallout of that reckless night alone. Or she could say yes and see where this twisted game might take her. Her voice barely audible, she whispered, "Okay." The deal was struck. The first few days in Damien's world were surreal. Aria found herself navigating a labyrinth of luxury, power, and secrets she never imagined. His mansion was more like a fortress, with staff who were polite but distant, and Damien's presence looming like a storm cloud, intense, unpredictable. He was a man of few words, but his every glance, every touch, was charged with an intensity that left Aria both terrified and strangely exhilarated. She realized quickly that this contract wasn't just about appearances, it was about control. Yet, beneath Damien's cold exterior, there were moments, fleeting but genuine, when his guard slipped. A rare smile, a softer touch on her hand, a protective glance when she felt vulnerable. Those moments confused Aria. Was there more to this billionaire than his ruthless reputation suggested? As the days passed, the line between pretending and reality blurred. Aria found herself drawn to Damien's complexity, his hidden pain, and his unexpected kindness. And Damien, for the first time in years, found himself wanting someone, not just as a possession, but as a partner. But neither was ready to admit what was happening, not yet. The days turned into nights, and Aria found herself trapped in a whirlwind of emotions she hadn't expected, or wanted. Living under Damien Wolfe's roof, in his world of opulence and shadow, was like stepping into a dream, or a nightmare, she couldn't escape. At first, the contract was clear: pretend for 30 days, then walk away. But the chemistry between them was undeniable. Every glance Damien threw her, every brush of his fingers against her skin, sent sparks that neither could ignore. Damien's cold, powerful presence was magnetic. Behind his sharp suits and steely eyes was a man carrying wounds deeper than Aria could imagine. She saw it in the way he flinched at sudden noises, the rare moments his mask slipped to reveal loneliness, and the tight grip he held on his emotions. Aria's innocence began to erode with every stolen touch, every whispered word in the dark. The line between hate and desire blurred, until she wasn't sure where one ended and the other began. She was falling, fast and hard, for the man who had shattered her boundaries with a single night. But Damien was a fortress. Despite the growing passion, he pulled away whenever things got too close. His silences were sharp, his withdrawals cold. Aria felt the walls closing in, and the contract suddenly seemed like a cage. One night, after a particularly heated argument where emotions spilled and vulnerabilities were exposed, Damien confessed a secret that broke the fragile trust between them. His past was darker than she ever imagined, a story of betrayal, loss, and scars that still haunted him. Aria realized then that love in Damien's world came with a price she wasn't sure she was ready to pay. But the pull was too strong. She couldn't walk away even if she wanted to. And as the 30 days dwindled, so did their chances for a simple ending. The day Aria decided to leave, the sky was heavy with gray clouds, mirroring the storm raging inside her heart. 30 days had passed since that reckless night when a dare led her into Damien Wolfe's world, and now the illusion was about to shatter. She had loved him, despite every warning, every scar between them, but the price of staying was higher than she could bear. Damien stood by the floor-to-ceiling windows of his penthouse, watching the rain trickle down the glass. He didn't see Aria packing her things, didn't hear the soft sobs she tried to swallow back. The contract was ending, but the silence between them had grown louder than ever. When Aria finally faced him, her eyes glistened with tears. "I'm pregnant," she whispered. For a moment, the ruthless billionaire was speechless, his usual composure shattered. But instead of joy, Damien's face darkened with fear, regret, and a pain he couldn't voice. Before she could say more, fate twisted cruelly. A tragic accident stole Aria away, forever. The news hit Damien like a physical blow, and for the first time, he crumbled. Days later, a letter arrived at his office, sealed with Aria's delicate handwriting. His hands trembled as he opened it, revealing words soaked with love and heartbreak. "I never meant to stay, but I ended up loving you more than my own breath. I'm sorry I have to leave, but I want you to know the truth of my heart." Inside the envelope, an ultrasound photo rested, a symbol of the life they would never meet, a future stolen by fate. Damien sat alone, tears tracing paths down his cheeks, the first tears he had shed in years. The girl who dared him to feel had left him with a love deeper than he ever thought possible, and a loss that would haunt him forever. Can love survive when fate takes everything away? If Aria and Damien's story touched your heart, please like, share your thoughts, and subscribe for more unforgettable stories.